Hello and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host Aurora and I'm very happy to be spending some time with you today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're in a good place. And if you're not in a good place, I hope I can make you feel better, make you feel understood and a little more okay about the situation you are in right now. Yeah, today's episode is about masculine energy, male role models. I don't know, I feel like talking about this topic a lot and I'm just not gonna hold back anymore. A lot of people go through divorce nowadays, and most of the time it is the mother who gets the custody of the children. It is the mother who, takes care of the children and goes to work, receives support, financial support from her ex-husband. And this is how it is being organized. Some guys out there manage and want to take care of their kids. And it is only, I feel, when the woman is struggling with mental health or other issues that the guy gets to take care of the children and go to work. And really, in every family, it is different. There's some divorce cases that are super nasty, and it's wars, and it's struggle over years and lots of pain. And then there's some people who just decide to separate and they have a beautiful, harmonious life where they organize themselves and everything is going well. What I want to point out today, though, is that most of the time it is the mother who raises the children and goes to work, makes sure that everything is being provided. For the girls that are born or who live in a situation like that, they grow up with a mom, they see their dad from time to time. Okay. For the little boys, they grow up with their siblings and their mom, and they see their dad from time to time. I feel that the presence of a father, of a male role model in a boy's childhood is so incredibly important. It's very important for a daughter to grow up with her dad, but she grows up with her mom. She can copy and paste behavior from her mom, and it's kind of, more natural for a girl to be growing up with her mom and her brother maybe. But for the little brother, he needs his dad. He needs to, learn from a role model from the same gender how to go about life. And I feel the women who are trying to do both are usually overwhelmed. There's women out there who do an amazing job and they have a good relationship with their ex-husband and make it very easy and possible for the children to see their dad on a regular basis. But for those where it's not the case, I see it's very difficult for the little boys to grow up and not having a positive masculine role model. They pick and choose maybe from movies, from action heroes, comic books. Maybe they have friends that they can see as role models, but the dad is really missing here. And sometimes the women who went through a nasty divorce are angry at their husband, at their exes, and It's on a very subtle level that the anger against the ex-husband is being taken out on the boy. And don't get me wrong here, you don't always have to go through divorce to have that hatred or fear of man. You can have been maybe raped or mistreated in your past as a woman and still have that subtle fear and hatred against men, and you will, on a very subtle way, take it out on your male offspring. You will try and turn him into the perfect man who's obedient, who's submissive. But if he goes out there into the world, he will quickly realize that, oh shit, like this is not how I'm going to get things done. I cannot be timid and submissive. I cannot be like I was raised and expected to behave from my mother. I heard this comment once and it just made me like startled, like I was so shocked. It was a guy who said, boys are inherently bad. You have to break them. You have to break their character. You have to split open their brain and force goodness into them because they are inherently bad. And I can be open with you. At that time, it was my boyfriend's dad. And I was so shocked to know that my boyfriend grew up with a dad who thought he was inherently bad. And when people think that, when people say such things, then of course they behave that way too. And they will always like overly control the little boy, overly like shut him down. And when he's maybe angry and throwing a tantrum just because, yeah, he's angry and he wants to express himself, they will be beaten down. They will be, as he said, split open, and goodness has to be poured into their little brains. Like, this is so violent. This is so wrong. Because no matter which gender you have, you will grow up thinking that you are a bad person. You will grow up and believe those things about yourself and be shy and not trust people because you think people think you are a bad person. Isn't that so, so horrible? And now you can say, oh, what does that have to do with divorce and mothers who raise their children on their own? Maybe not so much, but I want to point out that if a woman is fear-driven, if a woman is inherently angry at man, then she will take it out on the little boy, and it will be in a way that is invisible for an outsider. It is just the child that will receive that anger and that fear-driven behavior and will not know that it is not inherently bad. It is just the mom who has not healed from her wounds and is taking this out on her children. A woman who has been hurt is not going to become violent. There's the odd case. Yeah, there's violent women out there, no doubt. And they have to go to therapy and have to be treated and be corrected. But the standard woman, me included, when hurt, will start to play mental games, emotional games, manipulation, seduction, and will draw you into a mental space where you don't know where there is left or where there is right. You will be so confused, you will completely lose yourself in the process because it is so subtle. It creeps up into your brain. It manipulates you. It makes you think that you are a weak, useless, unworthy person, and it has to be talked about. And I feel me as a woman, I'm the only one who can talk about it because I've experienced this one-on-one. I know I'm capable of that behavior, and I know that behavior has been done to me, if you can say that in English. And the reason I feel we need to talk about it is because it is so subtle and no one really puts a finger on it and points it out. And for men, it is so confusing because they get so scared, they get so confused. There's so much violence and anger coming up that the only way they can react is either run away and shut down or become violent. And the violence, of course, is not a solution because you will end up in jail. And to run away and to shut down most of the time is not a solution because you keep paying those that money that you have to pay to your ex, right? So it is very, very difficult situation to be in because you can't really put a finger on it. But what I'm trying to do here with my podcast is to disclose it and talk about it. And no, not all women are bad and not all women are capable of this behavior. But some are, and we have to find ways to call them out and to go to therapy or help them otherwise. But as men, you have to know that you are allowed to totally shut down and set boundaries and ask for help. Sometimes going through a counseling session where you can truly trust your counselor is very beneficial. There's wonderful counselors out there, and sometimes even on the phone they can help you. But you need to talk to guy friends, to maybe platonic girlfriends, girlfriends that you don't want to be physical with, romantic with, and speak out how you feel. Because this is the only way out. I know men and women, heterosexual men, heterosexual women, those relationships are in such a big limbo and mess right now. And I feel if we don't start talking about this kind of behavior, then we're not gonna get out of this mess anytime soon. So, if you can resonate with my content here, if you feel like this is what I need to talk about, then please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or on Instagram. And I have a lot of good guy friends out there who can be there for you and listen to you, and I will be listening to you too. Never hesitate to give me feedback. Tell me how you feel. If you think, Aurora, you went too far, this is not good what you're doing here. Or if you feel, Aurora, this was awesome, I needed to hear this, I finally feel understood, then please also reach out to me. So again, I want to raise awareness for behavior that is not being called out upon in the moment. And I also want to raise awareness that little boys that are being raised by a single mom have it good, right? I trust that the mom is giving everything to her child, what it needs. But it is missing a strong, confident, let's say, masculine role model. And this is another reason why I bring guys onto my show, because I want to show to the world that there is so many good men out there who deserve women's attention. They deserve to be listened to and understood. This was a little bit of an intense episode here. I needed to get this out to you. So again, I hope I didn't trigger anything. I hope you reach out to me if it resonated with you. I will continue doing my work here because the feedback I received so far was very positive and very good. I will be out there tomorrow again with a different episode called The Inner Critic and how you can tackle your inner critic and be proud to be on a new path when you decide to close with things that are not good for you anymore. Also, it is the weekend, so I hope you can have like some relaxed days where you can just go out in nature and go for a walk and let everything sink in. Thank you so much for listening. This was the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, and I'll be out there tomorrow again. Bye-bye.